The brain is a very complex system, but have we come even close to fully understanding it? As you may already know, the brain is divided into two hemispheres, the right and the left, and each hemisphere is divided into 4 lobes. The frontal cortex, which is responsible for decision-making and planning, the parietal lobe, which is responsible for cognition and processing sensory information, the temporal lobe, which is involved in language and memory, and finally the occipital lobe, which is responsible for vision. Out of these 4 lobes, the occipital lobe occupies the least amount of total cerebral cortex volume, with only 18%, whereas the frontal cortex is highest, representing about 41% of total cerebral cortex volume. For decades, researchers have studied how our brain processes shapes, texts, colors, and sizes. And they found that one way to understand more about our brain's visual system is by tricking it using things such as optical illusions. Take this image for example. Are the smaller squares inside the larger blue and yellow squares the same color? At first glance, it appears that the colors are different, where the smaller squares inside the yellow squares appear red, and the ones inside the blue squares appear almost orange. In reality, they are both the same. This is due to a phenomenon known as the Bezold effect, named after the German professor who discovered that colors might be perceived as being different depending on adjacent colors.
Another one.
Are the horizontal lines in the image below straight or crooked? Again, when you first look at this image, the horizontal lines seem crooked, and they will always appear crooked if you look at the image as a whole. However, try focusing on each individual line separately. You will begin to notice that the lines are in fact straight. The vertical zigzag patterns of the black and white squares disrupts our horizontal perception and causes our brain to perceive the lines as being crooked. We can test this theory by drawing a line straight across the gray lines. As you can see, the lines are indeed straight. Now here's an image of Abraham Lincoln. Other than the fact that it's upside down, do you notice anything odd about his face? Well, let me show you. If we turn the image upright, we can see that his eyes seem really weird. It almost looks like they are shut. That is because our brains have specialized neurons that are designed to recognize faces. However, when the image is upside down, our brain does not recognize it as a face. It recognizes it as an object. So when we look at the image upside down, we are using neurons that process objects rather than the ones that are specialized in recognizing faces, which is why we don't pick up the facial distortions when the image is upside down, but we do when we look at it upright. Finally, take a look at this image. Do you see the baby? Pause the video and try to find the baby. If you still haven't found the baby's head is on the left, and its feet are shaped by the tree on the right. This is an example of subjective contour, where we see edges when there is no color change across that edge. Such as in this image, we can see the baby's arms and legs, since the color of the background remains the same throughout. That's all for this video. As always, I hope you guys learned something new, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Also, check out my Twitter and Instagram pages, and I'll see you guys next time.